order. Now let's move on to the question types and the tips to complete each one. The first repetitive question is record yourself saying the statement. My tip for this is start recording as soon as you are able to read it. You only have 20 seconds. Sometimes the statements can be even longer than that, so better not lose time. The next question type, which is also repetitive, is about listening and writing. The question is type the statement that you hear. You can listen to the statement 3 times and you have 1 minute to write it down. My suggestion to you is to write it down the first time you listen to it and write as much as you can get correct. And then you listen to it for the second time and then complete the rest of the sentence. Now listen to the sentence for the third time and then correct any mistakes, like any missing words or errors in the punctuation. In my opinion, this is the best way to do this type of question. This is how I did it in my own exam. Moving on to the next question type. This question type is the easiest and simplest of all other questions. You will see a series of pictures, one after another, and each picture will stay there for 3 seconds. And within those 3 seconds, you will have to utter its name. So as the question says, speak the English word for each image as it appears. So you'll have 3 seconds to say its name. The images are very common things we see all around us every day. For example, it can be an image of a book, a pencil, a table, some kind of fruit, some animal, and so on. This is a kind of really easy question and you can hope to get full marks in this question. There are few repetitive writing tasks in the test. For example, take a look at this question. Describe the town where you live. You have 5 minutes to write the answer to this question and you need to write at least 50 words. My tip for scoring high in this task is to write more than 80 words. You can write 100 words or more if you have a good typing speed, but if you don't, you need to practice more. You will also be able to see the word count as you type your answer, but make sure there are no mistakes in spelling, grammar, or punctuation. If you have more questions about what are examples of a good answer, I will be posting a separate video on that too. If you believe you have done some mistakes like spelling mistakes or punctuation mistakes while writing your answer, then you should go back and check that too and just make sure you have enough time to do that. Just don't spend all the time in writing. Leave 1 minute of your time to recheck your answer at the end. The next question type is select the real English words in this list. You will get this question at least 5-6 times in your test. You have 1 minute and 30 seconds to do this question. Click the tick if you are sure it is an English word. If you're not sure, you can come back and listen to the words over and over again as long as the timer lasts. There is no extra credit for skipping questions fast, so use all your time for each question. The next question type is similar to the previous question type, but in this question type you will see some written words on the screen and then you will have to click on them in order to select them as real English words. I would strongly recommend you to check the dictionary to see the meaning of unfamiliar words while you are doing your practice test on the Duolingo English website. Find if they are real English words in an authentic dictionary like Oxford Dictionaries online. You might find a word when you Google it, but it might be a word from another language. In my case, I checked some words and a couple of them were repeated in the real test. Sometimes some words in this exercise appear to be correct, but if you look closely, they will be missing a letter. So make sure the spellings of the words are absolutely correct. Type the missing letters. Type the missing letters to complete the text below. This question type is an important one and it is also repetitive. You will get it like 5-6 times at least in your test. So here are my tips to do this question type. Number 1. The clues for the missing letters are in the text. So there should be clues of missing letters. Sometimes they are in the first sentence, sometimes they are in the last sentence. So you need to understand the context in which it is written. This is the second thing. You can get an idea from the keywords in the first and last sentence whether the passage is about history, computer, technology, agriculture, science, and so on. Another important thing is to note whether the missing words are in place of a connector, helping verb, verb, or adverb. And you will be able to find that when you see the words before or after the missing word. Another important tip, fill in what you are sure about first and then complete the rest. For example, if you don't get the first missing word in the passage, just skip it and just go to the next. Do what you find is easier and then you can come back to your missing words again. I will be posting a separate video about typing the missing letter tips with some example passages, so stay tuned. The next question type is describe the image. You have 1 minute for this. You will see an image and you will describe it in one or more sentences. I would recommend you to make a template of the starting sentence. Once you have the template in place, then you don't have to worry how to start the picture description. You also need to write at least 3 sentences. Make sure each sentence you write is complete with correct spelling, grammar, and correct punctuation. If you go back to correct something, then you will lose time. Also, don't go back to give it a better start. A couple of times I started a 4th sentence, but then I had to erase the words because I knew I won't be able to complete the 4th sentence. So just keep an eye on the timer. Also download some pictures from pexels.com or pixabay.com and practice writing about them. You can also watch my video on Duolingo picture description for sample answers. So let's move on to the next question type, which is a cue card question. So the question says, speak your answer to the question below. Talk about a hobby or activity that you enjoy doing. What is it? How long have you been doing it? Who do you do it with? Why is it important to you? So you have to answer it in the same order as the questions. The time is 1 to 3 minutes. Some questions they ask you to speak for 30 seconds, but you don't do it. You speak for at least 2 minutes to get a good score. Try to use good vocabulary and sentence structure. I will be posting more examples for a good answer for the cue card questions in my upcoming videos, so stay tuned. At the end of your test, you would get 2 questions which are not graded, but the answers to those questions are available for the college or university you're applying to, so you need to do your best while you're answering those questions. So these are called ungraded interview and writing sample. So let's see what it is. Okay, here we have the ungraded speaking task. The question says choose one topic to talk about for 1 to 3 minutes. Topic number 1 and topic number 2. You will see a 30-second timer on the top of those questions. If you don't choose your topic within those 30 seconds, then the system will choose it for you automatically. So the questions are: describe the last time you enjoyed being out in nature. Do you think people should spend more time outdoors? How would this affect people's quality of life? Question number 2. What is one thing you like about your personality? How has this quality helped you succeed or be a good friend to others? Is this a quality that everyone should have? When you click start, you will find the same question you selected on the next page, and then you will be able to speak about it for 1 to 3 minutes. The same kind of question is the writing task. The same way you get 2 questions and you get 30 seconds to choose your topic. And then when you click start, then you will find the same topic on the next page, and then you will be able to write about it. As I suggested already, you need to Take as much time as you have been assigned to complete your answer. Don't panic, don't skip questions, and make sure you just go back and check your answer and leave like few seconds for that, especially in your writing task, because in your speaking you can't do so, but in your writing tasks you can leave a few seconds or even a minute to recheck your answer. So those were my tips for completing each type of question.